but I believe I have cleverly enough set up so I'm gonna watch on my phone so I can full screen this, and then if any of you kind people comment, I can see the comments come through. So let's try and do it that way. So is my phone clever enough to know that I have started streaming? Maybe not. Let's have a look. My channel. Oh, look at that! Perfect. There we go. So that's muted. Let's get going. Let's get this onto full screen. 2 seconds. One thing I am going to do is make sure I can hear myself, because I hadn't plugged my mic in properly in the last stream. Is my phone clever enough to know that? Good news. I am coming through. So let's see what we can do. So I'm going to be hammering around the Miyabi track again because I love it and I'm a little bit obsessed with it. And I'm just trying to find my broadcast settings. Comments. Ooh, they changed the menu. Advanced settings. Let's see. Message spectators. Let's turn that. No, that's not it. Dear. There we go. We're back on full screen again. There we go, time to start hammering around Miyabi. We've got 7 minutes until we start, so let's throw it in. Let's go for it. Wow, it's really weird watching on my own screen. I'm trying to see how much lag time there is between moving and... looks like it's at least a few seconds. Here we go. Right. So, I'm not sure how I've managed it, but I think I'm on 10 or 11 clean races right now. And I believe the little trophy in the game is something in the region of is it 15 or 16 consecutive clean races to get the big in-game rewards. So yeah, I can see what I can do with regards to getting there. Been racing this a bit, had a few goes at it earlier today. Not won again recently. I think I'm too polite during it, to be honest. Not very big on muscling people out the way. And honestly, I had one earlier where I was letting in second and first squabble, and I was going to set up my move for the final lap. And basically, I lost count of which lap I was on, and crossed the finish line thinking I was going from lap 7 to lap 8, which is it's an 8-lap race, and well, I finished the race, much to my dismay. Here we go. So hug that apex. Got to say, I'm enjoying the new headset a lot. Hopefully it's not too loud for you. Do say if you are watching if it's too loud. Or too crackly. It's only a 20 quid headset I bought out of Asda because I've lost the dongle for my PS4 headset. And also I just wanted something with a clearer mic because I'm trying to stream through the Final Fantasy X remaster, and as far as I can see there's no option in it to reduce the game effects volume or music volume, so it didn't sound very good. I sounded a little bit muffled relative to it. Oh dear. Too much steering. Goodbye, Mr. Cone. We really have to show the Cones who's boss in this. Now my problem is, I am quicker than just about everyone through that first corner in race pace. I think also because you are sort of on the limit of grip, but you do get the toe a little bit as well. Let's get the car straight here before turning right again. It's good to do. Definitely carrying a bit more exit speed that time. you really can straight line those exit curbs as well. You need to cut those corners an awful lot in order to get any kind of penalty, which if you are an F1 fan, you know that track limits have come back to the forefront of the F1 circus at the moment. I'm personally of the opinion that one wheel or two wheels inside the white line at all times is the limit. Anything else goes. I do like riding the curbs. It's a bit of an art form. It does show off the skills of the racing driver. See, there's that difference between getting as much of a straight line as possible, making the track as short as possible, maximising your corner speed and your corner radius, but also just that bravery of perhaps unsettling the car a little bit and being willing to deal with that. Just generally, I feel when I'm playing these games that if I'm not riding the curbs all the way to the very edge, then, well, I'm not using all the track. I do wonder if the hairpin there actually, the trick is maybe not worry about trying to make up loads of time on the entry in the brakes. Maybe just brake a little bit earlier and, you know, turn in early but not too hard, and then feels like you've got to coax the car around that corner. On the brakes. Right, let's try and use a bit less brake pressure, and then that's just too slow. And then you do that. Yeah, too slow. Do you wonder if perhaps maybe just a little bit coasting around the apex would help? Okay. Be nice to get the clean races bonus. Take it as a compliment of I do like to race hard but fair. Honestly, even if that means I lose out to someone who's racing a bit too aggressively, I think I'd rather that, because, you know, at the end of the day, I will know if what I did was fair or not. And yeah, I've had 1 or 2 races here. The last, well, not the last one I won. The last one I won on a stream was, as far as I remember, ended up nudging the guy in front of me through the final chicane here. Not maliciously, but it was basically ended up as a pit maneuver and they spun out. I could live with that. It was a racing incident, and, just a bit of gentle bumping. It's yeah, honestly, I'd rather just give the position back straight away, even if it's at my own expense, because it's, at the end of the day, this is a video game, you know. So what if you won by barging everyone out of the way? It is exploitable. Happy to exploit the track limits to the absolute maximum in this, because, you know, that's, everyone's got the same boundaries, and part of the fun of qualifying and learning the game is which curbs it will penalise you on and which curbs it won't penalise you on. But yeah, I must say this particular track is really, really bad for people sending it into the hairpin. I'm talking about people sending it from like 0.8 of a second, maybe a second back. And yeah, of course, from that distance back, you're going to get your nose in if someone's taking the racing line, but you're sort of relying on, rather than doing a dive bomb overtake there, you're just physically using your car as a battering ram and a roadblock. I think more and more the strategy I have for defending here is really just to go in really tight to the inside so I can't get dive bombed like that, and on top of that, just people are being too aggressive like that, I just keep it slow through the apex, not trying to brake check people, but it's up to me how tight and slow I take the apex. And, honestly, it just ends up, I can use their unnecessarily high and extra momentum they're carrying through the corner. It's you get a little bump from behind and it speeds you out the corner. Yeah, it's that old episode of Friends, you know, gotta use... Oh, hello there. Surprised to be sure, but a welcome one, I think. Someone going the wrong way around. I admire that. It's confidently incorrect. There we go, just have a little sip of pink wine. This reference, don't even think about drinking and driving in real life, but this is not real life. Well, this is real life, but these cars aren't real, they're just 2D images on my TV screen. Hope you've all had a good week. It's Friday again. I've had a very nice short week. I didn't go back to work till Wednesday, so 3 days is nice. Bank holiday, and then had Tuesday off as well. Got to do some nice things with family, which, because my family live fairly far away in the UK, I didn't really get to see them over COVID, and was packing up to go home to visit them for a week or two at Christmas, because, well, I live alone. Sorry, just concentrating. I'm just gibbering away. Don't really know how much to talk or not talk on these streams. And why did I not put the radar on? The search for intelligent life goes on. It's not here. It's gonna be a largy bargy. Just going to take my defensive line into the hairpin. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Get bumped from behind, but not driving unnecessarily slowly. I'm in front. The corner is mine. I can take the racing line that I choose. They have a bit of overspeed, but hopefully we can be clever, the two of us. Let's try and build a gap. Leave the rest of the pack behind. And then we can betray each other on the final lap. I've been a little bit frustrated driving around this particular track in that sometimes someone will just drive past you with more momentum on the straight, which is fair enough, but actually they just work with you for a wee bit of a bump draft. You'd well, things would just go better. You'd catch the guys in front. There's a gap, you know. It's racing hard and racing fair works well, but oh, that's good. So what gap have I got now? Right. Laser focus. This is mine to lose now. I'm not convinced that actually second place isn't the better place to start. I know not. I think you can cover off the inside line from first if you get a perfect launch, but you really want to be going up the inside of that corner. Brave and risk taking the racing line. Let's not wash the back out because your exit speed is so important here. Not a great line through there. Straight line it, carry the momentum. Bleeding speed away there a little bit. It's still a bigger gap than last lap. Okay, just keep it concentrated. Ignore the driver behind me. Just have a quick check in the mirrors so I'm not going to get dive bombed before the hairpin, and then I can build the gap. If I can drop them from my slipstream, it'd be good. They are in tow a little bit at the moment, which is not 100% ideal. It's my fault for being a bit too conservative and maybe through that corner, but yeah, they just got me there. That's fair enough. Had a fair bit of defensive driving practice on this track, so let's just see how it goes. Okay, I'm quick through here, but I'm doing all the work of punching through the air, and then they're just stealing my toe. Yeah, still gaining on me. They're still gaining on me. I worked out you can upshift at 97 miles per hour. Before, if you wait to 98, you overrev the engine and it bounces off the limiter. Defensive line, watch that radar. So you really don't want to be on the outside of that first part of the hairpin, because it is a great way to become friends with the wall. You have to lift, you can't duel someone, they just need to give you a little nudge through there and then you're finished basically. I've mucked up the line there, they're going to get too much overspeed on me. This race is kind of mine to lose. I can't remember how I got through in the first place. They just snuck up the inside on the first corner. They've got the outside. Oh, this is tight. But I can do this. I've defended every lap so far. The problem is, we're just losing time to those guys behind us. Don't go up my inside, don't go up my inside. Please don't go up my inside. Limit the gap again. Okay, hopefully those two can start squabbling. Please squabble with each other. Please fight each other. Cause each other problems. Please break diagonally across the track. Park it. Oof. Little bit naughty, but I've got the inside. I have the inside, so it's fine. Oof. I'm going to get attacked one more time. I'm sure I'm going to get attacked one more time, but as long as we can come through that final chicane on the inside, it's fine. Do I remember my clean race thingy bobs as well? Really want to sacrifice that now. Okay, block them off there. It's good. 97 miles per hour, upshift. Got a cleaner attack on me this time. Are they going to go for the inside? That's the question. Might well do. Yes, got the nudge just the right time. Got the inside line. Yes, come on, it's going to be a victory. It's going to be a victory. Just don't mess this up, Stu, and you got it. Come on, come on. Oh dear, that's carnage going on behind. We're going to cross the line with a second lead in the end. Whew. Good car placement, good defensive driving, and that's another win. That's the third, maybe the fourth win here this week, I'm not sure. I know I've won it once on the stream before, once offline, and 30 wins, clean races. I will take that. I am pleased with that, and I am happy with that. Fastest lap, 46, was very slow. I was defending the inside. That was good. In all fairness, to second place, is it Mariorx or X? I don't know. There was such a confusion of cars there. Wasn't really sure what was happening. But right, we're gonna keep going. It's another clean race. Let's just have a quick check how many more clean races we need. I believe that we need fuel consumption. Where is it? Pole positions, clean races. Need 15. Gotta not think about it. Give myself the yips if I think about it for too long. But here we go. So if we enter the 20 past, the 11:40 and the midnight race. Well, we could take the midnight race going anywhere, but hopefully it takes us to well, to that to the 15 things and the little trophy, which means nothing. Sorry if you're getting quiet. Just got distracted by watching my own live stream on my phone. See if any comments come up. I am my only viewer right now, so I have an audience of one, and my audience of one is myself in can't decide if it's me in the future or in the past. It's kind of both, depending on your frame of reference. Here we go. Let's bend the mic a bit further away so I'm not crackling into it. This car loves the old tracks. I wonder how it handles traction control. Let's use the default settings just for funsies and see what happens. Ooh, that's weird. See it hammering the throttle pedal down. Let's see, just for a challenge, how fast I can go with on the default settings. So, neutral brake bias and oh, it did not like the downshift to third, I will give it that. Ooh. Yeah, it really... Obviously, it's still... The car just feels... you feel it bogging down coming off the hairpin. Goodbye, cone. 44, 45, 46. Okay. If we do a 46.5, I reckon we'll be doing well. I guess I'm kind of relying on it braking traction a little bit going through there for the downshift to work. You want the rear to go just a little bit loose and the chuck the weight over the front wheels, but look at it flashing away. Look at that, flashing on and off. I will say, if you're new to GT Sport, I unashamedly use the ABS because the game is very, very hard to play with it on. No, without it on. It feels like car's tyres are made of ice, and that you're also driving on ice. There's no feel to it. Feels like you just tap the brake pedal, even being very careful with the pressure, and suddenly you just hear a whole load of skidding and sliding going on. Okay, I don't like the TCS on. I'm trying to articulate what I mean. So if you do get it sliding a little bit, like for example there, I put my wheels a bit too far onto the grass. That's usually okay, because it'll drift a little bit on the track, but you can still carry the speed, but it feels like the traction control is reacting to that break of traction on the grass, and then it's hitting that kind of dropping the throttle, you get that bogging down effect back on the tarmac, so it almost double slows you down, so you get the slide from the going on the grass, and then it just slows the car down. So let's stop, because this is hard to drive and I don't care for it really. See a little bit of slip angle on the corners in a car like this is good for rotating it. Don't want to drive this car with too much understeer. It is underpowered, so being able to brake traction just a little bit and to sort of slide the car and waft it just a little bit does help with momentum and carrying speed. It doesn't get up to speed again terrifically quickly. See, I think my kind of sloppy laps are 146.4s, 3, so you're talking somewhere between a third and half a second in time just by turning off traction control. And I'm led to believe that a decent modern racing car with very cleverly tuned traction control, which allows for a certain amount of slip tune, can make you very, very fast. And I think modern cars with, I guess, the ABS and the traction control sort of working in tandem, so you can brake individual wheels and send power to individual wheels, especially on cars with all-wheel drive. There comes a point where a human can't outperform that, and even with the brake pedal, that brake pedal's controlling all four wheels, even with your brake bias settings and your brake migration settings. There comes a point where you simply can't outperform that, but the way this is tuned, you're gonna be quicker with TCS off. It's probably an argument for maybe low settings of 1 or 2 in longer endurance races, especially as the tyres are starting to go off. I've heard someone argue that that's a good way of doing it, and you know, that makes sense. In an endurance race, you're not necessarily driving the car to the ragged edge all the time. Use the tools in your arsenal. Yeah, so you just it just helps you out as the car tyres get tired, really, and stops them sliding around, stops you braking traction quite so much. And, nothing else. Long endurance races, it's frustrating when a single small mistake bins you off the track. I'm pretty sure the LMP prototypes, is it this year we're starting the hypercar class? I can't remember, but the kind of the top class Le Mans car for the last few years, and I'm pretty sure the DPIs, the Daytona prototypes that race in IMSA, I'm pretty sure they've got ABS as a minimum, which makes sense. And there's still an art form to using ABS, I believe. It's tuned right. You can still sort of threshold brake and avoid using it if not necessary. Obviously, it depends how your ABS is tuned and all that sort of stuff. I'm really waffling tonight, but honestly, I'm just killing the time. I don't think I'm going to beat that quality time I got. I went sub 46, and I don't think it was when I was streaming. I think I just cracked the game out a bit later one evening, and well, I went for it to see what happened. I have noticed as well in the race, if you get a bump off the corners and in the toe and stuff, because this track really, with this configuration of car, it's, you know, it's not powerful. It is a power circuit. It's one braking maneuver in the whole track. And, the entry, the speed management through the big long right hander, really, it's just finessing the car. Whether you on lift, down brakes, or a down shift. See, I've seen people flash the brake pedal on. If I just give it, see what happens if I gave the brakes a little dab. We're still going full throttle. It's we're going to meet Barry R. There we go. Evening Barry. Okay. That's not gone well. It's just goodbye cone. Oh no. Goodbye cone. Goodbye cone. Goodbye cone. Ah, oh, no, there were 2 cones there, I can think of that. Is there one on the apex here? I think I've already killed that apex cone. Power slide! Did I get it? Did I get the cone? Yeah, I did. Trundle through in 2nd gear. Maybe I'll do that in the quali before the next race. 2nd place again. 2nd place is a good start. It's a good place to start. Sorry, I am waffling and stumbling over my words. I'm tired, and as you might see from the channel thing, even though I've been quite fluent in the last few weeks, I do have a stutter. I'm on the pink wine, but I've had about 3 sips out of the first glass, so I can't even blame that for my poor speech. I might try and stream the next chapter of Final Fantasy tomorrow. Hoping to get through Besaid and maybe as far as getting to, I think it's Killigo, isn't it? The first town where yeah, because they're sailing the tournament in Luca, aren't they? And then Sin attacks Killica as they're heading that way. think there's a good. It's very cutscene heavy. So you got to do the Poseidon Temple, and you got the fight with Sin from the ship, and that weird kind of jellyfish thing you fight underwater. The Tidus gets knocked off the boat. But, yeah. So yeah, just a bit more context if you are wondering. So racing games where my heart is, but so I really got a soft spot for. I've got to say, a few of the Final Fantasies, the Kingdom Hearts games and stuff growing up. Something with, I guess the literature's not Citizen Kane really. They're quite stereotypical plots, but something very good and narrative driven. I do enjoy watching the cutscenes, and do enjoy Final Fantasy games for presentation and artwork and everything. Oh, honestly, I'm not sure if I've got the energy now to drive as defensive a race as I did last time. There's two ways to look at that. Is it worked? I was worried about losing my position through the hairpin every time in the last race, and I didn't. We got a good launch here. Let's turn the radar on this time. Actually, remember to do that. Okay, you can't completely block me off. Can ride the curve a little bit. It's fair enough. It was borderline of hard racing there, but I think it was okay. They did shut the door quite late on me. May have made them slightly grumpy though, so just watch out for a counter-attack coming through here. They're going wide for the racing line. On the brakes early. Take it. Overcooked it a little bit going through there. There we go. Yeah, I think in the race there's real benefit to really taking your time through the apex of the hairpin. Don't let them get my inside here, it's the main thing. Lift, third, and beans. There we go. Not my best line through there, but we'll do 97 and upshift. There we go. Really rev the little MX-5 engine all the way to its limit. It's going to be a big defensive race here. Cheeky little nudge there, and I'm going to stay out the way of this hopefully. Keep the inside line through here, keep the inside line. I might get a penalty for that. Please don't ruin my good race streak. It's got a bad habit of giving you penalties when people are driving off sideways across the track in front of you, but honestly, I think me rear-ending him might actually save this race, gave him a bit more forward momentum after going sideways across the track there. Right, don't look at the phone comments, don't look at the comments through the thing, not that I have any, but cheeky momentum bump. This is a great race for being rear-ended, I must be totally honest. I was so worried I'd lost my clean races thing there. Been penalised a few times recently for colliding with someone who's careening across the track. But we all know GT Sport penalty system has its flaws. It's not why we're here tonight. Just got to keep trying to drive around it really. It's the good fast line through there. Right, hopefully we're just a pack of 3. I try and not make the mistake earlier where I was being patient and setting up my move all the way around and then got a whole lap behind myself and finished the race by accident. I kind of don't really want to get involved with these guys either. They just let them duke it out and steal the position right at the end would be pretty cool, to be honest. Pretty happy doing that. Not served the penalty yet. Interesting. I have loads of overspeed here. I have so much overspeed. had to turn in there because I was going to punt them off the track otherwise. Okay, I just took a clean and better line, and they both messed up the corner. 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Oh dear. Draining stuff this race. A little bit earlier this time, just be defensive. And they're going to go for a move anyway, so I'm not going to outdrive them with the toe being as strong as it is here. Positioning is everything. Positioning is everything. Don't let them dive bomb me. Not thought that through really, have they? Don't turn in. Don't pit maneuver me. Do not pit maneuver me. Oh, because that happens, and you ruin the race. Sorry, Tommy M. I'm drifting into you there. Very sorry about that. No excuse for that. You've not messed up your race by doing that too badly. Interesting. Doesn't really seem to be a huge net negative effect after all that. Right, let's just try and get our second place back again. I'm pretty sure I'm quicker than this guy in second, and he's just nabbed the position through the shenanigans there. Very clever, very good, very good. Very good, Bubba. Yeah, 1.1 seconds, unless they really mess up that final corner. I'm going to make sure I grab the inside here. Maybe that's stolen from me. I'm going to get slapped on the side here again. I'm going to get slapped on the side. Guarantee it. Make sure I get the inside through here. That's the main thing. Don't push me wide, don't push me wide, don't push me wide. That is so naughty. Right. This guy's going to come dive bombing up the inside. Oh dear. How embarrassing for some of these guys. Some of you guys need to go to racing school. Well, I kept my nose clean. Shout out to Knock14 for being a bad driver, and there we go. That'll do. Lost a few positions, but I kept it clean, so it's all good. Fastest lap again. There we go. Sweet. Racking up the stats. Wasn't terrible. Could have been better. Let's just see how I'm doing on the old Kudos Prime. See how the score's doing. Let's have a look. I mean to bookmark the page every single time. And I always forget. Kudos Prime.
Okay.
GT Sport. Players. Look up latest Apex. I hear that guy's rubbish.
Okay.
19,569, slowly improving. I've solidified myself as a B class driver. To be honest, I suspected I always probably was. I just didn't. Well, I had the talent to hit B1, but just never played anywhere near consistently enough to do it. Tuning in, I hope you got some interesting plans this weekend. Even if those interesting plans, or you just need a rest, then you go chill out for that time. That's what I need to do a little bit. Hey, I have a friend, and I'm quicker than my friend. I've never seen that before. It's not saying much. This is like Ferrari doing well at Monaco last week. It doesn't really mean a whole lot. And yeah, my rear axle's probably broken as well for all I know. Sounds a bit like me trying to start a race with a broken rear axle. Sad times for Leclerc as well. Locking up into the barrier again, but no, he's a solid driver. Be good for him really to have a good result at Baku. It's Monaco. Actually, Ferrari won Baku. What happened in 2019 when they had the rocket ship illegal engine? It feels like a race they could have won, but get the feeling Bottas won that one. And he kept Hamilton behind. I'm trying to remember. So we got 2017 was the year that Vettel rear-ended Hamilton, and Bottas won that. No, Ricciardo won that race, and Bottas nicked second off a Stroll right before the line. 2018 was the year the Red Bulls rear-ended each other. I want to say Hamilton maybe picked up the pieces there. Yeah, that feels right. Yes. So Bottas took the lead and got the puncture. It was that bit of debris on the track I remember seeing. But, Hamilton took the lead in that race. 2019, I don't remember. I think 2019, Hamilton just chased Bottas around the track all day and never quite caught him. No race last year. I'm intrigued. I'd like to see the McLaren do well. Seems to be very efficient downforce wise on the straights, as in, I think my understanding is maybe the peak downforce levels in slow corners aren't necessarily there. Well, slow corners where you can utilise downforce, maybe those aren't quite there. But it does seem to generate sort of an average level of downforce quite efficiently, so it's quite good in the medium high speed stuff, and a little bit of a rocket ship on the straights as a result, because it's not got a big drag penalty in its downforce. Obviously, you can talk about which engine's best and the cows come home now, but the Merc's no slouch. They seem to have fitted it into the car pretty well. Might be a good track for Ricciardo as well. He had a bit of a stinker at Monaco, but he's good round here. Got to remember the years the Bulls crashed, he hunted Max down twice basically. He overtook him on track. Max jumped him in the pits, and then Ricciardo hunted him down again, and was probably the quicker of the two drivers in that race. And, fortunately, it ended in tears. And that moment, quite possibly, was the linchpin at the end of Ricciardo's career as a Red Bull. Yeah, it's great to see Lando doing well, though. Almost, maybe not senior driver at the team. Ricciardo's much more experienced, but he's not got the big brother of Sainz anymore. Nice to see Sainz doing well at Ferrari. Honestly, most of the drivers seem pretty happy at the moment, really. I like that. Max doing well. I think Checo's just grateful to be in the seat, and somehow probably ended up in the best car of his career, relatively speaking. See Lewis just doing Lewis things, and get the feeling he's going to come back with an absolute vengeance after Monaco. Valtteri's quick, he's a good driver. Is he absolute top tier? No, he's maybe not quite at the levels of Hamilton and Verstappen, but you gotta remember he well, maybe not regularly, but frequently out-qualifies Hamilton, which is Hamilton's greatest strength at the moment is probably his race day, but to be honest, he's an all-rounder now. It just means his Sundays are better than his Saturdays, but his Saturdays, even in equalised machinery, if such a thing were to exist, he's probably possibly the best qualifier in the grid still. Well, he's got his 100 pole positions. Yeah, he's a good machinery, but been teammates with Bottas for it's the 5th season now. You don't see Bottas with those accolades. You do wonder if Bottas wasn't up against Hamilton, if he'd have got any titles. I suppose maybe 2019, 2020 might have been a bit of a cakewalk, but didn't really have any competition in 2020. Red Bull were just kind of finding form with Honda still, and well, whatever Ferrari were up to in 2019, they couldn't carry it in 2020. So I see Mick happy and doing well. Yeah, let's not get into discussion here about important things to discuss, but even Mazepin's antics, you know, it'd be good to also consider he's there for the moment. It'd be good to see him settle in and actually do well for the Haas team. There's some good people working there, and yeah, it's maybe less said about the issue. This YouTube stream isn't the place for that, but yeah, hopefully he can still score some points for the Haas team this year and do good for the sport. Yeah, I'm really tired now. It's don't know where you're watching from, if you are watching, but it's 20 to midnight UK time. East Coast states, I appreciate it's only 20 to 7. I know your time's quite well now because I've many people during the lockdown. I did get into investing and trading a little bit, so most of my holdings are on the New York Stock Exchange and the Nasdaq, so quite familiar with the East Coast states time zone now. I know if you're watching the stream, the quality of my hairpin is not good. Goodbye, cone. Let's try and initiate a Tokyo drift through here. Oh, I guess we'll never know. Might have been more of a Kyoto drift, a bit older school, but if I check, the best quality time in the region is 0.4 of a second-ish quicker than me. That might sound good, I'm only 0.4 down, but you got to remember this is a track that only has 2 meaningful corners. So really that's an awful lot of time. That's probably equates to over a second on a standard sort of 1 minute 30, 1 minute 40, maybe to the speed of car. Stuff like Lago Maggiore and Dragon Trail are probably a 2 minute lap in this. It's hard to tell. It's an N200 car, but I feel like the performance maybe isn't a million miles off some of the GR4 car. Okay, this is going well. I'm not getting all the way around the lap now. What's for goodness sake? Over there. Bye, cone. Right, anyway, let's get back to my Tokyo drift, see if I can initiate it. Not quite. Probably kick out a little drift around the hairpin. I just don't think... I'm not sure the real tyres can put enough power down to do it, really. Goodbye, cone. Goodbye, cone. we go. If I've got to be totally honest, I've kind of lost interest in fighting too hard. I'm just going to drive clean, and I think I was maybe fortunate to get away with my clean races after in the last race. I T-boned the guy in front of me. Third place. I feel like third's one of the worst places to start on the grid. Sorry if I go a little bit quieter as well. Concentration's going just a little bit now. At least consolidate in third place. Got the inside. Bump draft! Bump draft kings are here. Oh, it's my buddy who can. Did he win the last race? Okay, it's a scare. I'm gonna lift. I'm not gonna be that person who pushes someone off. I'm gonna lift. Legit. Carnage is happening. Seems to have come out a bit not terribly. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy. Right, I'm gonna lift. I'm gonna lift. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. Dear. Look at that cone. Look at that cone fly. There we go. To be honest, we're doing okay to come out here. I just... Look. Is there any particular reason why you're ramming me repeatedly? It's just bad. Yeah, I just lifted out through that final hairpin because a trip into the barrier isn't good for anyone, really. Messed up my gear shift there. Right, we've got a clean line here, hopefully. Don't want to get sideswiped. They both got penalties. Both sort of spun. Whoa! That's not necessary. Come on. Just because you're angry, you don't have to do that. It's totally unnecessary. I don't know why I didn't ghost that driver. For goodness sake. Stop fighting each other. Drive clean. Sorry, this kind of behaviour is not really very good. If I'm honest. I'm a little bit scared I'm going to get wiped out. Still on the back bite and everything just isn't necessary at all. I'm a bit worried about getting torpedoed now. But just got to drive my own race. I can't control what other drivers do at the end of the day, much like life, so... Sorry bud, didn't need to do that, but we both got through cleanish. Outside yours if you want it. I'm not going to fight that too much. There you go. You take that. I'm not going to fight that position because that's how you end up in the barrier. Thanks for the bump draft from behind. Thank you, Matt Lowe. Oh, officer and a gentleman, you were serving your penalty, but you used your last little bit of energy to... Right, I think the way this race is going, let's just steal third place. What these do with their messing around and stuff. I think number 4 has lost that position. And don't really expect this in an S-ranked lobby, to be totally honest. Things are happening all over the shop here. Please don't spin me out. Please don't pit maneuver me through here. Why don't you bump draft? If you bump draft, then we all move quicker. I don't know why no one thinks of doing it here. I'm just going to let them have the inside, so I'm just going to get slammed out. This is really just a self-preservation race at this point in time. A lot of angry drivers here. It's just settle for dropping 2 positions and it's brilliant. I just love how people don't realise you can't drive through a car on an Apex. It's it's fantastic, really. Okay, I think any hopes of winning this race are in the bin now. Please stop ramming me though, you don't need to do it. You just don't need to do it. Grab my downshift. Do the old switchback. so much overspeed doing that. It's brilliant. Bit of a shame how some people are behaving, but what can you do at the end of the day? What can you do? I'm starting to wonder if I'm just substantially better on the brakes, because I seem to make up so much going into that hairpin, despite having a rear bias, so it's a... Oh, come on, you don't need to do that. You just don't need to. Oh dear. Very sorry about the poor behaviour of... Was NOCC 14 behaving badly in the other race? I think they may have been. Someone has just joined us. Hello there. Well, someone there. Thank you for joining for a second, but yeah. Apologies for the behaviour of the other drivers here. I'm trying to keep it clean, but alas. It's not working very well. Honestly, this race has been... It's been a bit of push to pass through the week, but when you see drivers repeatedly ramming into each other... Hey bud, good to see you. The other two races were going well. This one's just a bit mental. Just trying to keep my nose clean. So, you know, bud, I'm gonna be good. You can have that position because you've been pootling around at the back. There you go. You have that position. There you go. You can have the position too. There we go. Just, I don't want to be up the front. I shall be generous. Come on, guys. Look at that. I'm even sacrificing my driver rating for you. There you go. Come on. Through you go. Through you go. Go on. You might as well have some extra sportsmanship points. Okay. Sorry, bud. There you go. I will happily finish in last place there, because it was carnage up the front. There you go. Thanks for joining. So I've somehow racked up 14 consecutive clean races. Hopefully, still clean race here. Yes, and the game gives you a little trophy for the 15th clean race. So, well, one more to go. So let's see what happens there. I've done this Kyoto Miyabi race probably 10, 11 times this week. It's my favourite little short track with the little racing MX-5s. I do love it, so been improving my quality time through the week. This might be last one. I'm a little tired. I've got no responsibilities tomorrow, but it's coming up on midnight, so let's enter the midnight race and see how it goes. Let's have a little sip of pink wine for a couple of extra tenths through the corners. Get into qualifying, and I find something else to gibber away about while I'm whiling away the 10 minutes of qualifying. Yeah, so F1 race in Baku this weekend. The mental 2-kilometre long straight, followed by infinite 90-degree corners and that weird road that goes up by the castle. But sneaking some suspicion, we might get McLaren qualifying on the podium on merit tomorrow. I don't mean that either one of the Mercs or one of the Red Bulls binned their lap. I mean the car is an absolute missile on the straights, so I'm intrigued to see it. I think we might well get a red flag on qualifying as well. We've got a lot of rookies in the field this year as well, and you saw with Charles Leclerc, if you're watching practice earlier, it's all too easy to lock up and go straight into a barrier. Interestingly, I've not been able to beat my qualifying time from sort of 2 days ago, and I set that without really thinking about anything I was doing, so I might just switch off and not think and see what I can do. It's a horrible corner this, because you need to keep the car balanced on the nose on the way in, but as you transition onto the power, you want a little bit of slip angle on the brakes going in, so getting the nose pointed a bit further than you're going, but even though it's not very powerful, as you wind the power back on again, it does walk the rear of the car with a bit too much of a slip angle, and you just slide to the outside. So it's very easy to make up a lot of time to the apex and then lose it all on the way out. At the same time, it's also easy, because the car is underpowered, if you apex too late or drop your minimum apex speed too low, you're just going to be slow, and you're going to carry that lack of speed from the corner all the way through this chicane, all the way down the straight, and all the way into the first corner. So really, the only two things you need to do on this lap is nail your inside line, your average speed through here, and then make sure your apex speed and your exit is okay through. We're going to have a trip on the grass here. Ooh, there we go. Goodbye, cone. Yeah, I run out of energy to qualify anymore. I'm just going to poodle around. Destroy all the cones. Let's get the double one. Goodbye, cones. There we go. Now you go see what the track's like in reverse for a bit as well. Yellow flag. No overtaking. Well, I'm the only car on track. How quickly can the traffic cone lap? Oh, come on. Oh. Third person tuning in. Good evening. Hope you're doing well wherever you're tuning in from. Hope you've had a good week. I'll say third person, second person. There's first person is just me with my stream open so I can see the comments, and I haven't got that stupid bar on the side of the screen that takes up the whole thing. So, right. Let's see if we can lap one of these traffic cones and how long it takes to do it. Right. Other YouTube streams are available, by the way. Hello. Okay, you just beats the car under it. I did enjoy one of the races earlier. There was a bit of a kerfuffle going through the final chicane, and one of the cars ran over the cone. It does that weird thing it does with the game lag, where the whole car just pops up in the air completely flat by like sort of 9 to 10 feet. And, those are always fun to watch. Yeah. It's bedtime soon after this race. This is race 15, so I either get my my perfect score of 15 clean races, or I go to bed crying. Either way, I go to bed. And I'm sick of driving this track now. I do love it, but I must have done 100, 150 laps of it this week over the various qualifying and thingy bobs. So yeah. This race is at midnight, daily race A, and then it's bedtime with my book after that. Been doing a lot of work on the house over the last few months, and just say the roof over my bedroom failed, so I've been sleeping in the spare room for months and been so it's a win-win. That's true. Yeah. Well, if you saw how the market closed today, you know, you can shed a few tears. I went into the ship's bridge and I tied my hands onto the helm, and I went down to the last bubble. So this is the way. Hello there to our third viewer as well. You're very welcome. There's no need to comment, but thank you for choosing to watch this stream for some reason. It's not very good. If you want some good Gran Turismo streams, not GT Sport, Super GT is probably my favourite. He streams a few times a week, does a live stream, and edits some races together. He's good. He's an A+ rated driver, and commentates well. He also does kart races. Jimmy Broadbent's stream's good as well, but he's more of a iRacing, various PC racing games kind of streamer. But yeah, thanks for choosing to join this. How can I still be qualifying? Yeah, I'm ready for my bed. I'm not so young as I used to be. Long gone are the days of playing Project Gotham Racing till 4 in the morning, and the sun being up again before going to bed. So. Maybe a little decaf tea before going to bed, or take the decaf tea up to bed and read my book and then go brush my teeth. Yeah, if you're younger, this is the joys of your very, very, very late 20s. Going out dancing for the night, you just want to go to bed at a reasonable hour with your book and sleep peacefully. Even went back to the gym today and pretended to be strong, so yeah, maybe that'll help me sleep. No traffic cone is left unscathed at the moment. See if there's any cones still alive in these final few laps. Oh, there's one on the apex there. We can't let that live, can we? Could be an interesting challenge. I could just try and do the whole race in third gear and see what happens. I bet you I'd still finish in the top half of the field. No, so you're not familiar with GT Sport, so the track limits vary. It usually follows the rules that you have in most racing series, where you need, so the white line is the edge of the track. But usually most racing series, as long as you keep 2 wheels inside of it, or 1 wheel, as long as the car basically remains in contact with the track, it's basically up to you how much risk you take with the curbs and stuff. But, so for example, if I cut this too much, this will give me a penalty, because I'm taking a sneaky line through here. Give it a moment. And then also, if I go all 4 wheels off the track here and here, basically I'm straight lining this and ignoring the corner. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's probably a combined penalty for breaching the track limit multiple times. But as with any racing series, the track limits aren't consistently enforced, so there's some corners where you can, like for example, turn 2 at Interlagos, you can pop all 4 wheels onto the curb and not get a penalty, whereas there's others, for example, particularly the Rettifilio chicane at Monza and the Della Roggia, they will really penalise you for taking a line over the curbs that you'd expect most racing drivers to do, really. Those chicanes, well, not so much the Rettifilio because it's such a horrible corner, but you do need to straight line the Della Roggia chicane a little bit. So what happened there? Changed up the 4th. Yeah, if you're not familiar, the penalty system with GT Sport is frequently flawed. For example, you'll get hit from behind by someone who's braked too late going into the corner. That'll punt you into the person in front of you, who you've been very polite and braked in lots of time. And yeah, you'll get penalised for hitting the person in front, or someone will spin out in front of you and you'll hit them and you'll get a penalty. So you've got to drive around it, and they do have a habit of patching the game and just changing the rules every once in a while. It's why I'm amazed I've got to 14 clean races, and there's a bit of me honestly just wants to drive around at the back of this final race. But no, I'm good at this track. I've won it quite a few times. Usually qualify near the podium here. If I don't get punted off the track, I usually finish on the podium here at least. It's my one really, really weirdly good race. So here we go. This is it. I'm tired. My contact lenses have melted onto my eyes, so I can't really see the TV here. But we'll make do with it. How does my microphone sound, by the way? I've adjusted this new one and put it a bit further away from my mouth because it was when I when I listened back to it, it was definitely clearer than the microphone I was using before. But it was a bit crackly, so you could hear me breathing. And when I finally beat the qualifying time I was aiming for, yeah, you probably wanted to put your fingers in your ears there. So, quick track guide if you've joined. So this is it's a mini version of the Kyoto Driving Park. So there's a longer track here. It's the Yamagawa version of it, which is ideal for the GT3 cars. Yeah, new controllers are great. Turns out I had a first gen PS4 controller, so this one has this is a second gen one, so it's got rougher analog sticks and all that stuff, which is cool. Just back to the... Okay, you can go to the pits, that's for some reason. Yeah, it's great. My throttle works properly now. To be honest, I think at first I was slower with the new controller because I got used to using the R2 button in a weird way to make it work, but... Right. Right now, children, let's keep this one clean. The last race was a bit sloppy. We're all S-rated sportsmanship. 6th place is the furthest back I've started in quite a long time, so I'm scared, basically. I like to start on the first 3, get up the inside of the first corner, and then just defend, so... Try and talk you through what I'm doing in this one, so... Make sure you get traction control for your launch, because, yeah, trying to launch in this game without traction control doesn't work. It's like trying to drive it without ABS, it's just hard, so... Right, let's cover over this guy, make sure he doesn't slice me up the inside. Use your radar. Right, keep to the inside. Ignore these cars in front. Don't get involved in the fray too much. Inside line is your friend here. Right, let's try and tuck into the slipstream of first place. Okay, there are 4 cars behind me. One of them is going to hit me from behind, no matter how careful I am here. It's, oh dear. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Right, breaking the cones, up the inside. Ooh. Right, just park it on the apex. Because people can't dive bomb you then. Okay, I'm really scared because I'm in first place, and it rarely ends well when I finish the first lap in first place. Right, you're welcome to overtake me, just do it fairly. Okay, that's fair. I'm going to concede the inside here because you just get pushed wide. And then I'm going to do a switchback, cut inside them, drop down to 3rd, get a bit more overspeed. So I force them to take the corner with a more shallow line, so I can theoretically carry a bit more speed through it and gain it back. So. Right, ideally what we want to do here is the two of us want to work together. We want to try and bump draft each other, slipstream each other, and then get a gap to the guys behind. Oh yeah, you can see that on the radar, just someone dive bombing. It's not a very polite way to race, to be honest. It's fair enough going up the inside if you've got an overspeed and if you're alongside, but you know, you can't just dive bomb up someone's inside from a second back because you're just going to push them off the track, and it's cheating basically. They use me as a brake there, rather than... Right, do the same again, concede the inside... Oh, it's you again. I think some of the same suspects are appearing in the same lobbies, unfortunately. Oh, just keep my nose clean. There's enough people being stupid here to make their own mistakes, so... bit of a safety lift here, because the car doesn't feel quite right. I love when the cars do that little 4-wheel hop. It's just, oh, what happened? What happened there? Just, car just dropped down in front of me. Oh, I'm so scared. Right, you take it. Just don't run me off the road, please. That's probably gonna be a penalty there. I got all 4 wheels off the track there. So thankfully the system was clever enough to realise that was kind of a forced error. So to cover off the inside, that's mine to do. I had space to do that, that's okay. Right, bit of contact there, but I'm not going to run people all the way off the road. You've got to leave a gap a little bit. Only needs to be a 1 car width gap, but you can't just run all the way to the outside and push someone off. Got to say, the standard of racing has declined a little bit in the last hour. It was all very clean and very fair to start with, but right, we've got good exit from the hairpin there. Let's carry the speed. May have given myself a penalty there. Okay, it's a clean pass, that's good. Let's try and build the gap. They got a poor exit, so they're going to lose speed all the way down the straight. Right, So we lift, drop to third, gets a little weight shift over the front, gets the nose to bite, and just means you can floor it all the way out the corner. Okay, suddenly we're back in contention for the podium. Missed my gear change. I need to shut up and race. There we go. Right, let's just hope these two are just going to squabble and destroy each other, and then I'll steal it from them. Oh dear. Don't wipe me out, please don't. Okay, I'm going to concede that, because they'll just wipe you out otherwise. And they have a 2-second penalty, and doing that stupid move, it's just... Honestly, you can't teach that degree of... It's a very special form of racing to do that. It's a... You need to think about the race as a whole, not the next corner. Let's just go... Let's settle for a podium here. Would have been capable of winning this race, all things considered, but let's not overreach. To be honest, we're lucky to still be alive at this point, so there's something going on. Park it on the apex. Yeah, if you want to control, just a tip, if you want to control this race defensively, the apex of that hairpin, you park the car there, you sort of dictate the exit then. We'll say the outside line of the hairpin does favour a little bit. It means you're on the inside for the first kink of the hairpin, which means you won't get driven into the wall if you're going side by side. But right, let's try and get that third place, be realistic. Still see there being a big crash up towards the podium, but park it. Thank you for doing that. It's actually helped me do that. All the punting and the bumping has actually fired me out the corner a bit faster, so, well, thank you for your incompetence. Here we go. So, we could finish this race backwards in 6th place, or we could win it. Literally anything could happen in this lap. Right, lift. Turn in. Let's try and sneak it up the inside again, if we can. Tasty gap opening here. Right, would you turn in, because I'm not going to try and cut you off here. Just take the corner, take the corner. I'm not going to steal it from you, just take the corner, okay? Oh, literally anything could happen. Yeah, boy! Ha 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 ha! Keep your nose clean. No, you don't. They're not going to beat me to line. They're not going to beat me. They're not going to beat me. Come on, come on. Yes, come on. Haha. Keep your nose clean. Don't fight every corner. And it often works out well. Whew, dear. Dear. That'll do. Clean races though. Okay, we got our 15 consecutive clean races. We won. We fought back from like 6th or 7th place. We didn't get goaded into the fighting, so we didn't behave like a child. There we go. Make sure I save that replay. And then I think that's probably bedtime. Thank you for tuning in. What was the game frozen? To see what the results were. How far are we off fastest lap? Fastest lap 140, well 46.1, not fantastic, but save the replay. Okey-doke. Where were we at? Roadster tuning, roadster. Yeah, pretty quick. Let's just check where we are on the Kudos Prime, see what our driving rating is. Search. Driver rating, is it updated again? Yeah, I think conceding all those positions in the last race hit me, but I'll take it. Thanks very much for tuning in. Enjoy your weekend. I might try and do a carry on Final Fantasy X tomorrow for maybe an hour if I've got time, but if not, enjoy your weekend, and make sure you get outside and enjoy the real world. Don't spend all your time on YouTube or playing games. So, bye bye.